Hi everybody, LG here, and welcome to r/Am I the A-hole? This one's from user Oh Sleepy Throwaway. Am I the a-hole for faking sleeping all night to see if my wife is lying? The past couple of months, my wife has been complaining about our cats. She's been claiming that the cats wake her up constantly and that she's frustrated every night that she has to get up and open the door for the cats, or the cats keep making noises, or the cats keep jumping on her. It got to the point where she started saying she wants me to get rid of them. I told her I've never seen or heard any of this, but she claims I sleep through it all. She kept telling me she was getting less and less sleep, and kept acting aggressive, blaming lack of sleep from the cats, and that if I didn't get rid of them, she'd leave me. I legitimately started considering giving the cats to my sister, until I noticed something. One morning, she claimed she had gotten up multiple times throughout the night to help the cats. She listed a bunch of times. I thought it was weird because I had been up until 4 AM and she claimed that she got up at 1 AM to open the door for them and a few times around 3 AM because they were meowing and jumping on her. I was in the bedroom the entire time while she slept and I know none of that happened. Things weren't adding up, so I decided to run a test. I waited until she said she was going to bed. Then I let the cats out of our bedroom, lowered my phone brightness, and faked going to sleep. I just laid there in bed for the entire night, bored, but I definitely did not fall asleep. I made sure to make timestamps every 30 minutes on my phone through Discord, just to be sure. I marked down every noise my cats made. One cat had jumped down from something and made a little sound at 3:18 AM, and one ate food relatively quiet by the bedroom door at 4:57 AM. Other than that, nothing happened. Sure enough, my wife slept from 11 PM until 9 AM, and that morning she claimed she had woken up at least 7 times to open doors and from cat noises and cats jumping on her. At this point, I was pissed because she was clearly lying to me. I was exhausted and fed up with the lies, so I just bluntly called her out on it. I told her, "That's funny. I stayed up all night to monitor the cats and they weren't even in the room at all last night. I have timestamps and everything. So you've been lying to me and trying to convince me to get rid of my cats. Why?" She just sat there quietly shaking and looking pissed, then got up and left without answering. She came back hours later and ignored me whenever I talked, and when I asked her how I'm the bad guy in this situation, she finally said that I was treating her like a child by lying about sleeping and staying up all night just to see if she was lying or not, and that making timestamps and everything as if I was an investigator was going too far and makes me an obsessive a-hole. I did it because she was threatening to make me get rid of my cats or she'd leave me, and her claims didn't add up. So, am I an obsessive a-hole? And with 47,400 upvotes, the community judgment is that OP is not the a-hole. Now let's take a look at the top comments to see what is the reasoning. Crimson Tide says, "Not the a-hole. That was gaslighting and manipulative, and if she had issues with your cats, she should have said so directly." Noodles R says, "Not the a-hole in my opinion. You had to test her. She's trying to get you to get rid of your pets, and essentially blackmailing your relationship over it. What's your next move?" OP responds, "I honestly don't know my next move. We've been essentially perfect together for years, and she's never done anything like this before. I didn't even realize she was capable of such immature actions. I mean, I'd hate to have to go through a messy divorce and potentially lose a bunch of my own money and items over one lie I've never caught her in. It might be easier or cheaper to just deal with the situation through couples therapy and give it one more chance, honestly. Though, the prenup we signed would make a potential divorce a lot cleaner." Shiny Artist says, "Not the a-hole. I suggest taking her up on her offer to leave you. She was deceitful and threatened to leave you to manipulate you, then tried to turn it on to you being the bad guy. Edit. I've seen other comments from you that this is unusual. If you truly believe this is rare, unusual behavior, is there maybe something else going on with her? change or behavior can indicate something like mental health issues. Some illnesses can appear later in life, or drug or alcohol, even something prescribed, abuse. How old is she? Could it be something physical like dementia or tumor? And OP responds, we're just under 30, her a little younger than I. Neither of us do recreational drugs, though she's on antidepressants. Yeah, OP, you're definitely not the a-hole. She lied to you and then tried to make it seem like it was your fault. No! She made up a story and took your relationship hostage so that you'd get rid of the cats. When you found out she was lying and you called her out, she was angry that she was called out, that she was caught. Of course she tried to deflect and throw it on you and make you look like an a-hole. Well, she gaslit you into trying to make you feel like an a-hole, which you didn't buy. Good for you. But yeah, this one is absolutely on her. Anyways, as you know, I won't be able to do updates for every single video anymore. However, I have promised you that whenever there's an update available, I will do that. And on this case, OP did give us an update in the comment section, so let's continue with that. Update for those who see it. Well, she's gone for now. By that I mean I kicked her out of the house. Why? Because she's been in the bedroom for hours now, watching YouTube, refusing to talk to me about what's happened. A few minutes ago, one of the cats started meowing and scratching to get into the room. Within seconds of him doing that, she ran over to the door and kicked it really hard and screamed, "This is all your fault! F you!" It scared the crap out of the cat and he hid under the couch. I opened the door and asked her what was her deal, that it could have hurt the cat, and she said, "Good, F the cat." So I told her to get out of the house and go find somewhere to stay for a while. She tried to cry herself out of the situation, but I told her I had enough. I'm done. She had every opportunity to talk to me, and now she's screaming at the cats and kicking doors and scaring them. I tried to listen and offered help, but she wanted none of it. Too late. As she was leaving, I told her she can call me when she's calmed down and willing to talk. I'm just so drained at this point. I tried. I gave her a chance to talk before all of this, and she insisted there was nothing to talk about. I may not have handled it the most mature, healthy way, sure, but I tried. Maybe this can be fixed, maybe not. I had hope a few hours ago. Now I'm just whatever. I'm so sorry. I think I'm done replying for now. Just so much going on, so much to think about. Too many trollish comments and messages, too many people coming up with conspiracy theories, too many people who can't read or bother to check my comments. It's all so tiresome. Life is fun though. So that was a short-term update that OP shared in the comments, like I said. Now, while I was recording this video, OP made another update and a definitive one. So let's go check that out to get closure for this story. My wife has been Baker acted. She did not hurt herself, just said something concerning in public. I got a call from the hospital this morning asking me to head over for some family therapy. Apparently, she finally wanted to talk. I'll be honest, I'm pretty pissed at the reason why she's been so hateful towards my cats. It's absolutely asinine. It's nothing that anyone has suggested. She's not cheating, she's not sick physically or mentally. She's not bored of the relationship and looking for an out. According to her, one of the cats stepped on her laptop and ruined a story she was writing. She's hated both cats ever since. I mean, that sucks, but it's not worth trying to emotionally blackmail me into getting rid of them. I asked her why she didn't just tell me the truth and why she'd been lying and refused to talk about it when I asked. Her answer was because you wouldn't have gotten rid of them otherwise, and explained that when she saw I wasn't willing to abandon them for her, she took offense and made it a goal to have me pick her over them. Sickening. Don't know why she actually admitted to it all. The woman with us asked me how I felt about all of it, and I just told the truth. I told her it was a nice run, but I'm probably going to want a divorce. I was asked why, and I told him I've seen a new, hateful, malicious side of her I want nothing to do with. She was so set on getting rid of the cats over a fan fiction being ruined that she manipulated her husband. My wife started shouting at me that I've betrayed her and that I'm scum for choosing animals over her. At least cats don't give ultimatums like she gave. It sucks that she's been Baker acted and all, I guess, but it's for the best right now. She'll have time to process it all in a safe environment and hopefully comes to terms with it. Bad husband, I know. I'm almost sure I'm going for divorce. I'm very worried about having her in the same house as my cats. I want my cats safe. I don't want to worry about them being harmed or disappearing. Screw that. Guess I'll do what almost all of you suggested. Keep the cats, rehome the wife. Not how I wanted it to end, but life isn't always nice. If I may, I want to clear up some things from the original post. I did not stare at her all night. We have a mute TV with subtitles playing every night. I subtly watched TV while paying attention to the cat sounds. I'm not allowed to install cat doors and she won't let me keep the doors open. Apartment rules. Why did I instantly assume she was lying? I'm unfamiliar with mental health or diseases. I know about some diseases, but ones that make you think your dreams happened? Tumors that make you see, hear, remember non-existing things? Sorry I wasn't aware of those possibilities. So when someone tells me events happened when they literally didn't, I generally assume they're lying. Shame on me. And that's it. Honestly, when I read the real reason why the wife wanted to get rid of the cats, I felt like that meme where I think it's Jackie Chan, he's holding his hands up against his head like, what the F? And this is one of those moments when you say, well, this all could have been saved by Google Docs. Literally. If you use Google Docs, it'll just save like every 5 seconds or something in different versions. Or you use Word or whatever word processor and you just save as soon as you leave the laptop, especially if you have cats. If you've seen many internet cat videos, you know they like to walk on or sit on keyboards. I think it has to do with the temperature, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. Still, it is a crazy reason to want to get rid of the cats. And then when the husband wasn't like getting rid of them right away, she took offense? Yeah, that's just odd. But, you know, we got closure. At least we know why she wanted to get rid of the cats and what's going to happen now. So why don't you go ahead and tell me in the comment section what you think about this. And now, let's move on to the next post. This one's from user CatBeamer. Am I the a-hole for getting a 15-year-old kid and his dad arrested on felony charges? Early February, my bike was stolen from a cafe in broad daylight. A friend told me they found my bike listed on Marketplace, and sure enough, there it was. They'd stripped the stickers, saddlebags, lights, basically anything that was easy to remove and identifiable, but I could still tell it was mine. I messaged them asking if they still have it and say yes. We agreed to meet up at a truck stop with the friend who tipped me off about the listing to look at the bike. I asked her about it. She has no idea about anything about the bike, claiming she's selling it for her son. After a few minutes of stringing her along and pretending to inspect the bike, I say, "Oh, yes, this is the bike that your son stole from that restaurant. I'll be taking it back now." She screams that we're robbing her, tries to create a scene, and then my friend calls the cops for real. Cops arrive, question both parties, but she avoids responsibility by feigning ignorance, although the son is arrested for grand larceny. 2 days later, the kid's father calls me, my number was listed publicly on my Facebook, and tries to talk me into dropping the charges because this would ruin his life and kids make mistakes. I tell him that the situation is no longer in my control, lie, and then tries to convince me to put in a good word for his son in hopes of leniency. I shut him down immediately, and he proceeds to get angry, yell at me for a bit, and threaten me if I don't do as he asks, oblivious to the fact that the conversation is recorded. I turn the recording over to the police, and Dad is arrested for intimidating a witness. The next day, the mother calls me from a blocked number and tries to talk to me, but as soon as she identifies herself, I tell her to F off and not call me again or I'll be reporting her to the police as well, and she hangs up. She then contacts my wife via Facebook, sending a massive wall of text claiming that I'd ruin her son's life over nothing, and how her and her children were going to be out on the street because they relied on their husband's income. My wife is now upset and thinks I took the situation too far, as do most people I've told about this. But I disagree. I don't think my actions were unreasonable. This isn't a little kid making a mistake because they don't know the difference between right and wrong. This is a teenager that stole something because he's a little bastard, and a family that not only didn't make the kid do the right thing, but willfully participated in concealing and trying to profit off of their child's criminal behavior. They're crappy people, and I don't feel any remorse for giving crappy people what they deserve. And on this one, and with many upvotes, the community decided that OP is not the a-hole. So now let's continue to the community comments to see about their judgment. Polyester Atrocity says, not the a-hole. A crime was committed and you reported it. No Garden Fairies says, nope, it is a family of thieves. Mom was participating, dad was participating. Screw them, not the a-hole. BeckDog19 says, I don't even need to read this. Unless you're a shady cop that falsely arrested innocent people or the DA that falsely charged them, you're never the a-hole for reporting a crime. Not the a-hole. Edit. To all the people throwing out all kinds of hypotheses in response to this, I did actually read the post. I'm sick of AITA posts where someone is the victim of an actual crime, e.g. having their bike stolen like OP, and then asking if they're the a-hole for reporting it. Of course they're not the a-hole for reporting that someone stole their property and then threatened them about it. I agree, OP, you are not the a-hole and you are not ruining anybody's life. They did that themselves. A 15-year-old knows that taking someone's bike without their permission is in fact stealing. He didn't find it in an alley or, somebody else gifted it to him. No, he took it, probably cut your chain and took it with him. Then, the dad became an idiot by trying to save him and threatening you, so it's a good thing that you reported him, and now the mom is trying to guilt trip you that the family's going to be in the street because they rely on that income? I'm sorry, but they should have thought about all of that before stealing a bike and trying to sell it. I mean, the mom was there when trying to sell it. She was part of this thing too, so don't give me that crap. What do you guys think? Do you think OP's in the right for doing everything he's doing? Or do you think he's taking this too far? So what do you guys think about this whole situation? Let me know in the comment section, and once again, this is that moment where I ask you guys that if you did like this video, then go ahead and smash that like button for me, please, it really helps out. Also, don't forget to join and be a part of this community that is growing every day. And of course, if you want to further engage with the community, then go ahead and join us in our Discord server. There's a link in the description to every video, along with other links that you might find very interesting. And once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It really means a lot to me that these videos are enjoyed and that you guys appreciate them. So having said all that, I will see you guys in the next video.